His Excellency, Mr. Narayan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I know all of you are in a completely different mood with all the awards you have, but I will take you to a kind of perspective how the two A's are going to govern the world in times to come and how the entire forces are shifting towards east. It's really delight and honor for me to be here today. The CEO Club Business Summit is much more than an annual entrepreneurial meet. It's much awaited event for the CEOs and business owners the world over, and I am certainly no exception. Let me begin this lovely evening by recounting an experience. Some years ago, en route to a flight to London, my co-passenger was an elderly silver-haired Chinese gentleman with twinkling eyes and a sunshine smile. He introduced himself as Dr. J. Wu, an economist by vocation, and asked if I was an Indian businessman. Combo of the business suit and tika must given me away instantly. The next few hours featured an animated conversation. Before we disembarked, Dr. Wu said, "Remember, the time has come for the dragon and the tiger to upstage the Wild West, but they must hold hands. The dragon and the tiger must never fight." Then he shut his eyes and broke into childlike laughter and hugged me with the warmth of an old friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the dragon and the tiger are amazing metaphors for the two biggest emerging economic powers in Asia, China and India. The China-India combined along with established Asian giants like Japan and South Korea and emerging ASEAN economies will fuel the rise of the world's biggest superpower to be Asia. But the evidence won't be Asia alone. It all belongs in fair part to the land of Lion King, Africa. The resources-rich Africa will see the economic emergence of countries like Gabon, Botswana, Algeria, Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, and the blessed land I'm standing on, Mauritius. Mauritius has grown phenomenally in 20 years and emerged as a large influent business hub. Now, a few figures and stories they will have to say. Lend me your ears, ladies and gentlemen. China GDP is 14.2 trillion US dollars and India is 3 trillion US dollars. When added to the GDP of Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Taiwan and Singapore, it totals to 26.5 trillion US dollars. The aggregate GDP of the African continent is approximately 5 trillion US dollars. That means total 31.5 trillion clubbing Asia and Africa. Now let's look at the West. The US has a GDP of 20.5 trillion and the European Union has 18.8 trillion US dollars. Canada and Russia have 1.7 trillion each. Let's also look at the growth rates and the cost of labor and a clear picture will emerge. The US has a growth rate of 2.7% and the EU 1.2%. China has a growth rate of 6% and India 7%. The average labor cost in China is approximately $1 per hour and India 1.5 per hour and in the US $40 per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the picture is right there. Sure, GDP isn't the only economic metric for growth. You need to examine other forces at play. We have got to look at the accumulation of capital stock, factors of production, distribution of wealth, and balance of payments. Studies reveal that Asia and Africa are potential high performers on all counts. Now, look at the recent dramatic increase on the world eco-political stage. Number one, the straining US-China trade relations. Number two, emerging slowdown in the EU. And number three, the Brexit. Look also at number 4 the declining stronghold of the US on global oil supplies, with the most advancing Asian economies fast shifting to electric transport and renewable energy. Look concurrently at the performance in information technology, aviation, automobiles, and telecom. Ladies and gentlemen, the times are indeed changing. To quote Bob Dylan, come writers and critics who provide with your pen and keep your eyes wide. The chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there is no telling who that is naming. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are in changing. The 21st century, say global analysis, will belong to the two A's. And now, two incredible growth stories, first from China. China has two aspects of capitalist development. The first is what I call dependent accumulation. Advanced foreign countries have invested enormous sums of money over the last 30 years, initially in labor and intensive industries. The second aspect of autonomous accumulation. In China, the state has been very consciously guiding the economy, funding R&D, and maintaining indirect control over the large private sector. Today's China is fast emerging as the world's leader in adoption of new technologies, particularly artificial intelligence. There is more to China's strategies. The yuan has plunged below 7 per US dollar, the lowest valuation for the currency in 11 years. A weaker yuan makes China's export to the rest of the world cheaper than the US. Let me share another interesting snippet. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange has made a surprise takeover bid for London Stock Exchange. Hong Kong Stock Exchange has made an indicative offer to pay £83.61 per LSE share in cash and stock for LSE, valuing it at £29.6 billion, equivalent to 36.6 billion US dollars. The acquisition, if it happens, will shift the center of gravity of the financial world from west to the east in one master stroke. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me the world's most exciting growth engine, my India. In the last 20 years, India has built for itself the necessary state capacity, industrial and economic heft, and befit its status as an economic power the world has set up and begun to notice of. Its non-interventionist approach on free trade, climate change, or international security has become unique. Today, India has made the state industry and civil society equal stakeholders in development, leveraging its geo-position in building enormous capacity for solar and wind energy, and optimizing its demographic advantage of a young workforce in scaling up consumption and production through both legacy businesses and vibrant new startups. Yes, that is a roadblock. Poverty, healthcare, education, employment are still high priority concerns, and here lies the unique duality of having two concurrent entities. One that emerging as a global superpower on economic, scientific, political, and military strengths. Another that's driving hard solutions for breaking the roadblocks. The amazing truth is, they won't stand in the way of each other or eclipse each other's journey. making India a great diversity story held together by the doctrine of inclusion and self-awareness. To me, these are the trust indicators of a nation's prosperity. A scholar friend had once recommended to me Will and Whitland's 1972 book, A Theory of Objective Self-Awareness, which probably most of you know as the first seminal work on the subject. Let me tell you, it isn't. Many thousand years ago, in ancient India, an enlightened charioteer of a gallant warrior told his rider that he must first understand who he really was before actioning on the battlefield. The charioteer teaching took the form of a book. He says in chapter 2, "You are the all-pervading, imperishable soul. The body is perishes. The soul is eternal. O brave one, understanding the self-awareness is your first task. A deeper awareness will come much later. In that ultimate state of self-awareness, you will be able to see how your mind moves with crystal clarity." That, ladies and gentlemen, is the core of the true India, and India I would leave for my children. Thank you so much for your patience. I know you are in a different mood right now. I wish you all a great success, and I congratulate everybody who has received the award tonight. Thank you very much.